Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now I'm back again with another Guardian, and this time it's the Prophecy Guardian. Now please note, Armor-Link modules are a little bit different from Shield Field modules. Their mechanics are a bit confusing. I don't know how many of the mechanics do work the way they say they work, but I'm just going to go through it to the best of my ability. That's because I was told that they can only link up to 20 ships, and then I was told 10, and then I was told 100, and then I was told 200. So I'm not 100% sure from the armor guardians that I've heard from, and that's mainly the smaller guardian pilots. So let's have a look at it, and I'll discuss exactly what you can do with the ship. Now the Prophecy Guardian isn't the only guardian when it comes to armor. There is also the Myrmidon Guardian. I read Myrmidon 2 on the side when I went through the side of the page with my eyes. So let's go through it. Roll bonus plus 20 km drone control range. Advanced Battlecruiser defense upgrade plus 4% armor resistance. Advanced Battlecruiser command bonus plus 15% drone DPS plus 5% drone velocity. Okay, overall defense almost 40,000. 201 meters per second, 2.7 AU, 691 megawatt power grid. Be very careful about this. This is going to make the biggest difference to you when it comes to the ship. Power grid on armor guardians is critical when it comes to supporting them. Capacitor of 3089 gigajoules, not so important. Myrmidon, let's go. 25 kilometer drone control range. 7.5% armor repairer efficiency, 20% drone DPS plus 5% drone EHP, 41,373 overall defense standard, 201 meters per second, 2.7 AU, 649 megawatts. For argument's sake, I'm not going to give them their full capability beyond unless it ends up that my fittings have gone beyond. At this point, I'm not really so worried about the addition of additional capacitor. It will only be an additional 150. That's all I'm going to add to them, although there is quite a bit more. So I'm counting them as 650 megawatts as the power grid, and I will go through it. Oh, one moment, I just didn't see this. They have a difference in slots. 7 low, 2 mid. 2 weapons. No. Sorry. 3 mid, 6 low. Making mistakes already. Sorry about that, guys. So there's it. 2 weapons, 3 mid, 6 low. Had to double check unless I was really making a big mistake. Now, since they are drone boats, when it comes to weapons, I'm not really worried so much about what you're going to use, but the best option for you, since these are medium class and the fact that their capacitor is going to be very important for their survival, I'm going to go missile launcher. And not just any missile launcher, medium long range missile launcher, so medium missiles. There we go. Open it up. How much is this here? Remember, there's only 2. 116 megawatts gone from 650. So we have about 530 megawatts left on the rest of the ship. There we go. We're fine. We're safe. Don't stress too much. 530 megawatts is enough. Alright, let's go to the mid slots. Straight to the Armor-Link module. Okay. Now okay, I'm just going to look at it right. So looking at it, 1 megawatt like the standard, and here's where things change. Armor damage transfer minus 68% when activated. Right, let's look down to the medium. Minus 68%, optimal range 15 kilometers. Minus 68%, right up to 22.5. Now, unlike the previous module where I said the shield field module is the best when you use the small, because you're keeping that range closed and everybody has to get in under your guns. When it comes to Armor Link, as big as possible. So you can go large, you can go medium, you can go small, it's up to you. The whole idea is, I just wanted to double check to make sure that there wasn't a difference in bonus for resistance. 68 transfer. So every time you get hit, it's going to transfer 68% of the damage to the rest of the fleet. And there is a tiny amount of damage when it comes through to everybody else. So if you get hit with, let's just say, a hypothetical 10,000, you're going to only see 32,000 damage, 3,200 damage. Everybody else is going to have it broken up amongst them. Now, as you can see, only available within squad. So it is limited to just one squad. It isn't like the shield field, which anybody can just jump into and be protected by. Okay, so there's 2 more links left in the mid slot for both these ships. 1 armor rep, 1 shield rep. Now you might be wondering, why would you put a shield rep in an armor guardian? Well, here's the whole idea. If you can extend the bonus to the shield, you give it a little bit of leeway. So in case the shield field, in case the armor field drops between all the other ships, you have some cushion on your ship before it gets back into the armor. And it's always a good idea to keep that shield active and grow it as large as possible if they aren't attacking your armor guardian. Now obviously you could always go armor rep and a group armor rep large and a group transmitter large. That will definitely change everything. These aren't available, but I'm just looking at them for the aspect of showing you a good idea on what you're gonna get. Okay, so that's about it for your mid slots. Let's go down to low. Now both are identical beyond the point of the first part. These ships can still put out quite a bit of damage. They are only 2 drones short of their full firepower, and it does make a difference when it comes to combat, but it's not so noticeable that it's going to stop you. You could always run an armor guardian in a mission. It is going to be way easier to run than it would be to run a shield guardian, because they do have that optimal range ability from their drones. So let's go to armor repair. I'm going to go standard 2 mediums. Now this is something I always do when it comes to armor. I never ever go with the armor plate. It adds too much of weight. It weighs down the ship. It slows it down. 111 megawatts times 2, that's 222 megawatts. We had over 500 on both ships. We're fine, right? So with 220 gone, we have just under 310 megawatts to fit on 4 slots, and we're not adjusting any weapons for this. We're gonna go straight to armor hardness, double adaptive. Again, this is one of the best things to do, because that double adaptive adds this massive amount of resistance to a very hard to break piece of the ship. So the armor is now twice as tough. It's already in that state where it can repair massive amounts, and when someone is hitting it, they're just doing minimal damage. You're taking such small amounts of damage, it's just spreading between you in the shield, in the armor field, and you're not really running a risk of being destroyed anytime soon. You're in that sweet zone before you can complete your victory. So you now have 4 slots down. What is your next slot? A micro warp drive. Why a micro warp drive? Speed is absolutely key to these ships. So a nice medium micro warp drive, 167 megawatts. Sorry about that. This takes you very close to your limit. You have 120 megawatts remaining. Go to cap batteries. It's always good to keep that little bit of extra on the ship. Remember, guardians do tend to run through more reps than anybody else. 83 megawatts, you are safe. Right there on the edge, you're fine. You have more than enough capacitor left. You could have supplemented it, augmented it. This is the perfect combination for brawlers, because the armor brawler is ultimately the strongest brawler that you have. You aren't looking for long-term fights. You aren't looking for range when you're going super high in armor. you're looking for close range, quick combat, in and out, because your repairs are the cheapest in terms of capacitor. And if you repair yourself fast enough and you can sustain yourself with repairs with the right weapons like these ships, you can sit inside a shield field and you can still beat them, because they will not have that resistance. Remember, it's a 68% transfer of damage. It is not a 68% resistance to damage. So there is a difference between the two. The resistance helps the shield field. You have a transfer between everybody. Everybody must rep. So remember, repping in your fleet, a group armor rep is totally critical if you do go with logistics. If you're all just running in a fleet, 3 or 4 of you with group reps is definitely going to be necessary to keep it going. There is a difference between the two. The shield field only affects the shield guardian. The Sanya affects all ships in the field. So I hope that you all did enjoy this so far. Oh yes, there's one more thing, the rigs. Well, standard defensive rigs for these particular fits, that's going to be reduced capacitor, reduced time, and increased increased armor repair. So everything in the armor for reduced capacitor, reduced time, and an increased armor repair. This is giving you more armor with less cost to your capacitor, can extend your time to that 3 to 5 minute mark. If you can reach 5 minutes, fantastic for you. You're going to have the best time shooting at enemies. And when it comes to the remainder for your engineering, unlike the Moa Guardian, who is very, very heavy on cap, you don't really have to go with the not the Moa Guardian, like the Cyclone and the Ferox. You don't have to go with 3 semiconductor controls, although that is where I am going to put it. 3 semiconductor controls is my recommended. You can switch one out for an auxiliary thruster to give you massive speed in combat. This is going to be a big boost to you, especially since you can brawl with the ship. So if you are going full brawler fit for a fleet, just make sure you swap out one of those semiconductor controls for an auxiliary thruster 3. That massive speed boost is going to help you be the best fighter you can be. So I hope that you all have enjoyed. Catch you all in the next one. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.